and strong. Talking Tigers all morning long. Saints exceed headlines on the screen. Breaking it down with a little caffeine. Grab your mug, come on in. Let's wake this day and let it begin. It's morning scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with morning scone. It's morning scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with morning scone. Where the coffee's hot, the takes are hotter.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember, Brock, Rock and Wine coming up in just 2 days, Saturday night at Tiger Stadium. Get your tickets, brortho.com. Parish Construction and Roofing. Unique physique, unique aesthetics, and wellness. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Boocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. And FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Okay, good morning, y'all. Saints training camp underway, and already a devastating injury. Quite literally, first day, non-contact, no pads, none of that stuff. And Bryan Bresee goes down with a knee injury. Saints have not yet confirmed. A report from Nick Underhill at New Orleans Football was the first to report the injury. It was a knee injury and feared to be season-ending. And then Ian Rappaport, Mike Garafolo, a short time later, reported ACL. Still no confirmation from the Saints, but it's out there. Really devastating, man. Bresee entering his fourth year in the NFL, former first-round pick. You know, he was thought to be one of those interior pass rush guys. 4.5 sacks as a rookie, 7.5 sacks from the interior in year two, but last year just 2.5. So, but it was interesting because his PFF grades were better, and the Saints said despite the lack of numbers, they felt like he played great within the system. And so you were hoping that might pair this year where the strong play would match the productivity, and just didn't. It's just not going to happen, obviously. So Bresee's done for the year with a torn ACL. So, you look at what's there. Obviously, Devon Gottschall, 10-year vet, is still there. Maybe it's good news for Nathan Shepard, who I think would have had a tough time making this team. Especially when you look at Vernon Broughton, was a third-round pick a year ago out of Texas, who played just one game and then was lost for the season with injury. And you bring in Christian Miller this year, second-round pick out of Georgia. So it is clear they have really focused on trying to get younger on the interior of the defensive line, starting with Bresee and then Broughton and then Miller. Gottschall came in a year ago via trade where you gave up very little. I think gave up a 7 maybe for Gottschall. And as you were sort of switching to that 3-4 style with Brandon Staley, you needed that big interior nose, and Gottschall has been a really productive player throughout his career. So, but was going to have to fight to make the team now. I don't think there's any question he'll be on this team, especially just from a numbers standpoint and experience in the defense. So, Saints will be back out there today, but Bryan Bresee won't be. So really disappointing for Bryan Bresee. Okay, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, podcast, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Lane Kiffin was at Rotary yesterday in Baton Rouge, his final appearance before the Tigers start fall camp. That was the subject of today's Locked on LSU, so I highly recommend you go check that out. We kind of picked out the things that you need to know, had some takeaways from that. And anything else you got? You know the drill, fire away. Anything about anything. Oh, and before we go any further, let us wish the one and only Erica Lee Keller-Moscona a very happy birthday. She turns 29 for the 27th time today. So happy birthday to E-Rock. She'll probably be walking by in just a minute as she heads off to work. And we'll say some good mornings and some happy birthdays to E-Rock. Hey, Brad, good morning. Bubba, Thomas, good morning. Live from the DMV. Oh, no, DMV at 7:42 a.m. That stinks. Hope it goes okay for you, man. Hey, Michael, good morning. Phil, good morning. Mark, good morning. Did you ever get any info on Gabe? Cat is already running. Could we see him this year? My apologies if I'm missing any news regarding this. No, I have not. And candidly, I keep forgetting to ask. But the thing with an ACL is not straight line. It's the ability to move laterally and then weight bear. So it's not so much. So the fact that he's running is great, but that's also not a surprise. I mean, we've seen people play sport like, wasn't it Philip Rivers who played on a torn ACL? So it's really the ability to weight bear and move laterally that has to come along with that. So the stop and start and shift is kind of the more complicated part, more so than straight line. But look, I mean, if this is a thing where that 8 to 12 month timeline gets kicked down to 6 months, that's great. You know, now you're talking about maybe October. Could he be ready to go? Potentially. We'll see. Hey, Leslie, good morning. Scott, good morning. DJ, good morning. Love how you think we were taking notes. That's why we have you. So I think in Locked On today, no, it wasn't Locked. It was overtime, right? I can't remember if it was Locked On. Oh, maybe it was Locked On when I was going through the ages of the players, the classifications. Because Lane was saying that this is a young team, and so I was going through all the classifications, and this ain't a young team. Like, this is a very, 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 very veteran team. What would I count? Like, if 8 fifth-year seniors and 14 redshirt juniors and, you know, the 5 juniors that are all expected to be contributors. I mean, this is an old team. This is a veteran team with a lot of experience. Zachary, good morning. I know I'm going to spell this wrong, but what about Vita Vea from the Bucks? So Vita Vea, V-I-T-A, V-E-A, Vita Vea. But it's not a bad thought. But I know he wants to be traded, and I'm not sure that he wants to be traded to the Saints. I think he would probably rather be traded to what he perceives to be a contender. And for whatever it's worth, I did get the odds of Vita Vea's next team. Hang on, I'll share them with you. Just give me 1 second. I'll find them. It's in my inbox. Hang on. So Rams, Chargers, Niners, Raiders, Lions, Commanders, Texans, Patriots, Seahawks, Ravens, Bills, Broncos, Packers, Titans. I mean, the Saints are all the way at the bottom. Saints are at 100-1. Saints have the same, it's Chiefs, Dolphins, Saints, Giants, Eagles all have the worst odds. So now, does that change? Does that change after the Gotcha injury? Maybe. Maybe the Saints would get more interested there. But as of now, no. Hey, Bill, good morning. Have an awesome day. Bill, I think I'm almost positive. You tell me if I'm wrong. I think this is the Bill who sent the gift. So yesterday was my niece Olivia's birthday. And Bill, so kind, watched Morning Scone while we were on vacation, saw my niece Olivia, how much she loves keychains. And so Bill sent a very nice note and a few blue keychains from Dallas and gave them to Olivia. We had Olivia's birthday party last night at Mr. Gaddy's. And I saw Mayor Sid Edwards, who popped in there for some dinner, I guess, leaving the office. He and his security detail were in there. So it was great to see Coach Sid. But anyway, thanks, Bill. It was very kind of you, very thoughtful, and Olivia loved it. So I'll get her to take a picture holding them. I should have done that last night and sent it to you. My apologies on that. But she did love it. The fluffy blue one was perfect. Perfect. Devin, good morning, man. Hey, Steven, good morning. Is that Locked on Ole Miss guy a graduate of Ole Miss? Sounds like he's had a head injury. You can't pronounce your name either. I don't know on any accounts. Jacob, good morning. I'm from Lake Charles, working in South Carolina. These Clemson fans see me on my LSU stuff and go on a tear about how they're about to return the favor from last year. Okay. Adam, good morning. Enjoy the video about the Heisman Trophy talk. Picking Darian Mintz of Miami should be good. Yeah, so I did post a video on overtime. So just so you know, on this YouTube channel and podcast feed, I have we do Morning Scone, but I call the channel Overtime. But I do Morning Scone, which is our live show every morning. And then when there's something I want to talk about that isn't necessarily Locked on LSU or AFR or something, I'll post it here on Overtime. So you will have these live videos on Morning Scone, but you'll also have from time to time overtime videos whenever there's something I want to drop. Like I talked about World Cup TV ratings. I talked about Conor McGregor's injury and all the conspiracy theories about how he was already injured before the fight. Anyways, there's stuff like that. And so I did one on my Heisman choices. Hey, Dad. Good morning. 6 weeks for Mama Scone. Okay. So my mom had shoulder surgery. Mama Scone had shoulder surgery, and she is on the mend, which is great to know. Hope you're all having a great morning. Hey, Michael. Good morning. Looking at the jersey patch deal for Ohio State totaling $17 million a year, did LSU make a bad deal with Woodside Energy? No. Few things worth knowing. So LSU's deal is in the 8 figures. I know it's interesting that Ohio State and Notre Dame's terms were both disclosed or leaked. I know LSU and Woodside are not particularly keen on having that number out there. I do know it, and it is 8 figures annually. No, I'm sorry. Total, like theirs. Here's the thing. I don't think though. Hang on one second. Let me not misspeak. Let me just make sure I have this right. So Ohio State is $17 million annually. I know they did Notre Dame's jersey patch deal as well, which was 18 to 20 million per year. Let me go back and check my notes. I don't have them here, but I want to make sure that I'm not misspeaking on this. But one thing to keep in mind is that when LSU did theirs, I would argue LSU's was the richest jersey patch deal at the time. And LSU didn't just do football, they did all the varsity sports, which is 21 varsity sports. Ohio State did all their varsity sports as well, but they have 36 varsity sports. You have to keep in mind all the different jerseys it'll be on, all the additional sporting events, all the sort of stuff like that in promotion. So you also know how they package that deal, but excuse me. So anyway, that's one reason for the disparity. Tiger Poppy, good morning. No auto locks the last 2 weeks. Jimmy's on vacation. Yeah, so Jimmy goes to Del Mar for like 3 weeks every summer. So that's why. Hey, Jim, good morning. Shocking news, Pavia cut in Baltimore. So he was waived over the weekend. It was last week. Or was it Friday? I think it was Friday. It was 7 days. It was Thursday, Friday last week. And the great news about that is he was waived to make room for Ethan Posick, former LSU offensive lineman who signed in Baltimore, which I'm excited for Ethan, man. He was drafted by Seattle and then spent the last few years in Cleveland when they're just an abysmal franchise. So I'm glad he gets to go and play with Lamar Jackson and have a chance to actually win. Hey, Dalen, good morning. Isn't Watkins or Longstreet going to have to change numbers? No, because they won't be on the field at the same time. So he's talking about, and then look, Daugherty is 6 as well. So Watkins, Longstreet, and Daugherty are all wear number 6. So if Longstreet goes into the game, then Winnie Watkins would have to put on a different jersey number. I presume that's what they would do. They would make the quarterback change his number. Watkins will wear a different number. But again, let's hope that doesn't happen. Hey, Jay, good morning. Club, good morning. Adam, Sam Levitt of LSU is also on my Heisman Trophy watch. Have a great day. Happy birthday, E-Rock. Let's go. Jesse, good morning, Matt. Do you think the NFL will ever expand the roster limits? So, short answer is I don't know. And this is why. Because neither side is really incentivized to do it. This is what I mean. If you add players to the roster, then obviously the owners have to pay more money. Similarly, if you add players to the rosters, that dilutes the cap. And so the players on the roster get less. One of the reasons you see ridiculously large outsized contract for mid players in the NBA is because you have fewer players that share the revenue. So it's one of the reasons also why we can talk all we want about health and safety, but they keep expanding the regular season and the players are okay with it because they're getting more money. An additional regular season game means more TV revenue, more ticket sales, concessions, the whole thing, increased revenue for the league, meaning it increases the salary cap. And so the players get paid more, which is why they're willing to play an extra game, which is why you keep seeing the preseason decrease and the regular season increased. Phil, good morning. Happy birthday to E-Rock. Good morning. All right. Happy birthday to Mrs. Scone. Yes, sir. Judy, today is my son-in-law PJ Lonergan's 36th birthday. Requested lemon cookies. I love it. Well, I'm not going to make Erica make lemon cookies on her birthday. She gets to do whatever she wants. But happy birthday to PJ Lonergan, great former Tiger. Hey, Michael, good morning. 37 days until LSU season opener against Clemson. You think Dabo and his team will be ready for the Tigers? Should we ask him? Look, knowing Dabo as well as I do, my guess is that
Walker Parks, is he? Oh, he'd be all right. He'd be good to go.
They'll be good to go. Brad, do you still drink hydrogen water or just Evermore? I take my Evermore and put it in my hydrogen water bottle. So that's, remember, like I don't know that you can buy hydrogen water. So I have a hydrogen water bottle. So you take your spring water, pour it in the bottle, push the button, and it puts the hydrogen ions into the water. And then there's also, Gary Brecka sells a product or promotes a product called H2 tabs. It's hydrogen tablets. So you drop the tablet in the water. It's like effervescent, right? It fizzes and adds the hydrogen gas in as well. But yes, I drink hydrogen water every day. Real Young Citrus, good morning. Survive up in NYC for my wife's birthday. Have a great day. Happy birthday to Erica as well. Awesome. Well, happy birthday to your wife. Hope she has a great one. Chateau de Ville. With all your platforms, how do you decide which to use when breaking news? Well, if I'm going to break a story, what we'll probably do is we will write the story at louisianasports.net. I'll tweet the news, and then we'll take my tweet and embed the tweet in the story and publish the story. And so then, the first place, like it's almost a simultaneous process, right? So, like, for example, the other day, whenever LSU hired Kevin Scherer, the assistant. So I got that news. I was on air and I told Hunt, I was like, Hunt, please go write this story. And so then, like, I crafted the tweet. So Hunt wrote the story. I crafted the tweet. I published the tweet. We then grab it, embed the tweet in the story, publish the story. I took the link at LouisianaSports.net, shared it on my text line. So, I mean, that all happened within 60 seconds. And then I will like screenshot the tweet and then I'll post that on Instagram and Facebook. So it gets everywhere. Hey, Jeff, good morning. We're great, man. Hope the same for you and yours. Lowell, good morning. Hey, Ron, good morning. Lane killed it at Rotary Club. He's getting more and more comfortable being the LSU head coach. The Rotary Club is it's a different kind. It's not a press conference. It is, you loosen the tie a little bit. You tell a few jokes. It's very friendly. It's in South Stadium Club at Tiger Stadium, where Brock, Rock, and Wine will be on Saturday. And so it's very much more informal. So, people are cheering for you and clapping and excited and all that sort of stuff. So, hey, Bryce, Matt. No, you don't cover them. What's your thoughts on Titans QB Cam Ward? Just looking for unbiased thoughts. Obviously, my Twitter is full of Titans fans who believe P.S. I'm one of them. I think Cam Ward is a really dynamic player. I mean, watching him from Incarnate Word and Washington State and Miami, it was really impressive. Obviously, if you're picking first overall, it's because you stink. And so it is really challenging to try to have a quick turnaround. Even, I mean, look at Peyton Manning in 98. I mean, he set the rookie record for interceptions in a season in 98. Then in 99, I think he had him in the AFC Championship game, the Colts. So, anyway, I can't say I know a ton about the Titans roster. What's their over under this year? 3.5, 4.5? Oh, bro, their over under this year is 6.5 wins. So that's pretty good. I mean, I think Robert Saleh is a great defensive coach. I think with the benefit of hindsight, they probably really regret letting Mike Vrabel go. But yeah, I like Cam Ward. Hey, Jeff. E-Rock and my girlfriend apparently the same birthday today. All right, July 30. Jack, good morning. Go Tigers, good morning. Looking forward to your fall practice reports. What are you hoping to see for fall practice? Is Lane letting y'all in like spring practice? I think I had a convo yesterday. So they're going to report Tuesday. They'll begin practice Wednesday. I think I might have mentioned this to y'all yesterday. They're actually going to alternate day-night. So like Wednesday, they're going to practice in the morning. And then Thursday, they're going to practice in the evening. And then Friday, they'll practice in the morning. And then so on. They'll alternate. I don't know why, but I'll ask, like, because they didn't do that in the spring. It's practice in the morning. I think our access is going to be similar to spring for the beginning, like at fall camp. And then when they get closer to the opener and when they break camp and get toward, actual install and getting ready for the game, that's, I'm sure, when we'll be scaled back to virtually nothing. But yeah, I mean, I would hope for those first 2 weeks at least, we get a lot of access. Oh, and what am I looking forward to? Sam Levitt. I mean, we saw Sam Levitt like physically out there in spring, but he just didn't do anything. So very much looking forward to seeing Sam Levitt go run the offense. I want to see if Dylan Jones can build upon a really impressive spring. I would love to see Haven Finney. I think that's maybe one of the wild cards on this team as we look at who's QB, the cornerback, the third cornerback after Pickett and Woodland. Jakeem Jackson's out there, but Finney's a guy that was, remember, the number one corner in America for 2027, but he reclassed and early enrolled. So he showed up on campus for spring football in what should have been the spring of his junior year of high school, right? But he went through spring, Now he's gone through an off-season workout program. And I saw Haven after one of the practices. His folks were in town, and I was talking to his dad in the hall at football ops after one of the practices, and Haven walked up. So it was the first time I'd met him. And, I mean, he was this big. I mean, he was 15, 16 years old. So I'm curious to see physically, like going through the whole off-season weight program, how he might have developed physically. Because I think he could be one to watch for sure. Alex, supper club tonight? No, we're not going to do supper club tonight. We're going to go. So we always, for Erica's birthday, we do a day in New Orleans with our friends Keith and Denane. So Danane's birthday is Erica's best friend. They're a week apart. And so we go do a night in New Orleans with the girls. So we'll go to spend the day and we'll eat lunch. We're going to go see Mr. Scott Craig over at Katie's for lunch, and then probably hit the Chandelier Bar, just kind of bebop around the city a little bit, do some shopping, and then we'll go to dinner. We do we'll do Commander's for dinner, and then probably find a little lounge, cocktail bar, music, something like that. Sometimes we go to Pato's, wake up, have a little brunch, and then head on home. So that's Erica and Danane's birthday, our little birthday tradition we've started for the past years. We've been doing that 3-4 years maybe. But it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's final punctuation on the summer. Hey, Mike. Good morning. Ryan. Good morning. Have you interviewed Kevin Smith yet? I've not interviewed him. So Lane does not allow his assistants to be interviewed, which is a little bit of a bummer because would love to talk to a lot of those guys. But I did visit with Kevin Smith at the NIL gala a few months back. So I was Eric and I were seated at one of the coaches' tables. So you could buy a table, but we just had, there were 4 of us. It was me and Erica, Keith, and Denane, who I just mentioned. And so we didn't need a table. And so we just bought our seats. So they put us together, and Taylor Jacobs sat us with the coaches. So we were at a table with, let's see, Sawyer Jordan was at our table. I'm trying to remember if Dane Stevens, I met Dane, but I don't know if Dane was at our table. Joe Houston, special teams coach, was definitely at our table, and then got to spend a lot of time talking to Kevin too. So, great dude, intense on the field, loud, smart. I love it. Harlan Berry told us that Kevin Smith, the first day, showed them his highlight tape from the NFL. So it's okay, you know what I mean? There's your credibility. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. If you're on podcast, please subscribe on your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Okay, Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember, if you need North Beach, go to Brock Rock and Wine coming up Saturday. Get your tickets, brortho.com. Parish Construction and Roofing. Need a roof replacement, roof repair, gutters, soft wash. We do it all. ParishBuilt.com, ParishBuilt.com. Unique Physique. Remember, GLP-1, semaglutide, tirzepatide. They got them. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Do your whole thing over telemed. They can ship your medicine anywhere. So even if you're listening, watching outside of Baton Rouge, go to uniquephysique.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Plan to go see Crystal Poche tomorrow. And of course, FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics, where they continue to invest and expand healthcare in our region. And of course, proud partner of LSU Athletics, the championship healthcare partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. JWB, good morning. Sad to see Taysom Hill leaving the Saints. Unique athlete. Have a blessed day. Yeah, shame on me. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning of the show along with Bryan Bresee. Taysom, certainly a one of one. And people keep asking, is so-and-so going to fill the Taysom Hill role? No. There's a reason why no other team has that. And because he is a one of one. So finding someone with that skill set and the willingness to play that role is not easy. And I think a year ago, obviously with Taysom coming off the injury and Kellen Moore not really knowing what to do with Taysom, like that felt forced a lot last year. I mean, that was Sean Payton and Pete Carmichael. Like that was not, Kellen Moore inherited that. And it was very clear. Like when they tried to use Taysom last year, it looked and felt very forced. So Taysom will be in the Saints Hall of Fame. I have argued that Taysom Hill should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I would never have said that prior because he's not a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's not a Hall of Fame tight end. He's not a Hall of Fame H-back. He's not a Hall of Fame running back. He's not a Hall of Fame anything individually. But they put Devin Hester in as a specialist. And if you're going to put Devin Hester in for being the greatest returner of all time, then, Taysom Hill has literally done things that haven't been done since Frank Gifford in the 1950s, as far as the rushing yards, the passing yards, the receiving yards, all in one season, and also did special teams. And he did it better than anybody. So if Frank Gifford's in the Hall of Fame, which he is, I think Taysom Hill should be in the Hall of Fame. Like you've set the precedent. Hey, Jesse, good morning. Charlie, good morning. Brad, do you think there will really be a lockout for MLB in 2027, or is that overblown? Oh, I think it's a real possibility. Nothing spurs action like a deadline. So when they get closer to that and a possible work stoppage, you're more likely to be motivated to do a deal. But I wouldn't put it past them. We've seen it before in baseball. Charlie, awful news for Saints and Bresee. Sad to see Taysom won't be wearing black and gold anymore. Taysom really has one option. It's Denver. Deshaun Payton won him in Denver. That's the question. If not, he'll retire. Hey, Nathan, good morning. Any update on Easton Royal? So we spoke with Shea Dixon on Tuesday. Not a ton of updated info on Easton Royal. His birthday was yesterday, the 29th. And supposedly just really torn with his decision. But I'll keep saying he's committed to Texas, but he keeps taking visits and keeps leaving the door open, which means you're not really committed. Hey, Dalen, if we don't get Easton, and assuming that receivers who can return next year do, I think we should go get top-notch receiver in the portal since we already have depth at the spot. Well, I think it's going to depend on who returns. The big acquisition out of the portal this year was Jace Brown, and he's a senior from Kansas State, so he's gone after this year. But again, Ole Miss had 5 guys who had over 600 receiving yards this past season. They had 1 receiver drafted, DeJon Stribling. That's it. Lane, it's sort of reminiscent of those Sean Payton, Drew Brees Saints teams where you just never had an all-pro caliber receiver, but you had dudes that knew how to function within your offense really well. David Bass, good morning. Jacob, good morning. Bryce, if you're picking first, you stink. I felt that it's been painful. It's true. Hey, Garland. Matthew, I was waiting for your latest Locked On premiere episode. Thought it would be nice to hear a new track rather than the standard intro. Can we get Studio Scone to drop a brand new ditty? Additionally, do you realize that the top 3 best cricket bats are produced by Kookaburra, Gray Nichols, and Gunn and Moore? I really appreciate your thoughtful insight on this dynamic pastime. I just hope I said those names correctly. And as far as the intro for Locked On, no, we don't do that. The network does that. They want uniformity across the board. So, I don't pick the Locked On intro. So if you go to any Locked On show, same voice person, same script, same all that sort of stuff. Why, in your opinion, is Trinidad Chambliss the best quarterback in the SEC? I think people say that because he had Lane and Weiss. Now he doesn't. What do you think? Well, I think it will be fascinating to see if he does regress this year without those two. Why do I think he deserves to be called the best quarterback in the SEC? Because he has the skins on the wall. Dude threw for 4,000 yards last year and led his team to the college football playoff semifinal. And that's when he wasn't even the starter at the start of the season. So, he was the best quarterback in the league last year. Hey, Matt. Is LSU's jersey patch deal with Woodside Energy comparable to the $15 million annual deal Ohio State did with JP Morgan Chase or the $18 million Notre Dame did with SoFi? Hey, Amy, good morning. So, Amy, I need to go back and check my notes. Keeping in mind, LSU announced the jersey patch deal with Woodside on AFR when we had Sarah Barstow in studio with us. But that was in March. It's been months, so I need to go check my notes. I know they don't want the terms of the deal public. What I do know is that it is an 8-figure deal. What I can't remember is if it's 8 figures annually or 8 figures in total. The other thing that's worth mentioning that I did mention a bit ago is when LSU did the jersey patch deal at the time, they were the first to do the jersey patch deal for all varsity sports. So some other patch deals were just for football. LSU's deal with Woodside is for all. So Woodside Energy Patch is on all varsity sports. Ohio State did that similarly with JP Morgan Chase, but Ohio State has 36 varsity sports. LSU has 21. So the patch will be on more jerseys, more sporting events, more uniforms, men's, women's, more athletes, the whole thing. So they're a little different in that respect. B.R. Drewski, top of the morning. My wife and I are about to celebrate our 27-year anniversary. Very cool. I remember you and E-Rock going to some type of cabin house with her sister, husband, no kids. Yeah, where was that? So I'll post the link. So someone posted here, Capitol Cottage. I'll get you the link. Oh, that's cool. Awesome place to go relax when it's colder. So let me post it here for you. So Erica's sister, Lauren, aka Larry, she and her husband, James, my brother-in-law, they bought this land, built this place, and they Airbnb it. It's called Capitol Cottage. So I just posted the Airbnb link to it. It's beautiful. It is on a beautiful piece of land. Excuse me. With a lake, pond, I guess. I don't know if you call it a lake, but whatever. Fire pit, grill outside, rocking chairs, plenty of space. You'll be comfortable, and great opportunity to just get away to a little serenity, to not be too far from home, but to feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah, awesome. I just posted the link. Brian Broom, good morning. Happy birthday to Erica. Oh, this is cool, man. I'm glad you like it. Go Tigers. That's great, man. When we've gone, that's what we've done. Like, we brought steaks and it was cold and we lit the fire, and they even have, what do you call it? What's it called when you have the bathtub outside? Is it what's it called? Like al fresco? Is that right? Oh, that's not right. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Al fresco. I had it right. Yeah. So they have an al fresco tub if you want to do that outdoor. It's private enough to where you can do it. It's like on the side of the house. Anyway. Let's see. AJ Easton Royal to Texas. He's committed right now. Matt House defined deserved to get fired, but do we forget about the god-awful DB talent that year? 2022 was good defensively. That's why it's so important to hit in the portal. I mean, they just missed on everybody in 23. I mean, in 22, you hit on Mekhi Gardner, you hit on Jarek Bernard Converse, you hit on Greg Brooks, you hit on Joe Fouché. I mean, yeah, they did. And then all those guys were gone. And you brought in Deuce Chestnut and J.K. Johnson and Denver Harris. I mean, Zy Alexander, the FCS kid, was the best one you brought in. So, yeah, I mean, they missed on a ton of those guys. Steven, my son starts football practice Monday at 5:30 a.m. You can still bake biscuits outside here in Dallas. Hey, Ron, good morning from West Monroe. Antonio, good morning. Thank you. Christian, y'all keep saying I'm wrong. I'm telling you, I have a weird feeling we lose week 1 to Clemson. Okay. I mean, they're 11.5-point favorite. If they lose that game, that's a disaster. Adrian, February 16th, let's think. Oh, February. Okay. So 5 months, 5.5 months ago. Let me check on it. What I do know is both LSU and Woodside at the time did not want the numbers public. I don't know why. But whatever. But it feels like with these jersey patch deals, it feels like NFL free agency almost, where the market keeps getting reset. And so when you do your deal, you're going to reset the market. Like LSU set the market, and then Ohio State reset it, and Notre Dame reset it, and so on. I guess the interesting thing is how many more brands are big enough to command that type of dollar. Let's see. Hey, Kyle. Okay, we did that one already. DH, what's going on, man? It is Erica's birthday. Okay, you're 50 tomorrow. Very nice. Oh, it's July birthdays, man. We're in it. Early happy 5-0, man. Jacob, Matt, are you going to be going to the big games in November? So I am going to be, well, the least of them would be Arkansas, but I am going to Arkansas. Our friends at FMO Health, Our Lady of the Lake, invited me to be their guest to the Arkansas game. So I'll fly up with them and go to the game and enjoy that. And I'm honestly excited because I've never been to Fayetteville. I've been plenty of times to Little Rock, but never been to Fayetteville. So the stadiums in the SEC that I've not been to are Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and then Fayetteville. So I've been everywhere else. So I really wanted to go to Oklahoma last year for that reason. But that was smack dab in the middle of all the Lane Kiffin stuff, and that just got turned on its head. So what if we lose week 1 but win 11 straight or drop one more game? Would you call it a disaster? Losing the opener? Yeah, would be a disaster. Bailey, favorite LSU stadium memory? Mine is first game in 2010 against West Virginia. Your first game was in 2010. Okay. We actually did a station survey for LouisianaSports.net a week or so ago, and it was everybody's favorite Tiger Stadium memory. Mine is not the best game in Tiger Stadium, but it is my favorite memory, and it is. I'm going to post this for you, so you can go read everybody's. Mine is 2001 Auburn. It's hard, I think, for people to remember this. Here it is. It's hard for people to remember this, especially if, so Bailey, this isn't a knock because you're young. It's just the reality of it. There was a time where just getting to Atlanta for the SEC championship felt like forbidden fruit. LSU could never get there. I mean, there were even years in 96 and 97 under DiNardo when LSU was the SEC West co-champions, but lost the tiebreaker. In 96, they got boat raced at home by Alabama. In 97, they lost a game at home to Auburn. That was Cecil Collins went bonkers, but LSU lost. Damian Craig led a late touchdown drive for Auburn to win it. So it just felt like we're never going to get over the hump and get to Atlanta. And so in 2001, LSU was 5-3 in the conference, but went because of they won a tiebreaker. And at the end of the season, so the Auburn game was supposed to be early in the year, but it was postponed due to the September 11th attacks. And so the whole season got moved back a week. So I think it was December the 1st was the date. The game that was supposed to be in September got moved to the first Saturday in December, and then the conference championship games got pushed back a week, and everything just got pushed back a week. But the week before in the Iron Bowl, Alabama upset Auburn. It was not a great Alabama team, but Alabama upset Auburn, which created a de facto SEC West championship game between LSU and Auburn. So it was winner goes to Atlanta. And it was in Tiger Stadium, and it was bonkers. And it was the first time Auburn had been in Baton Rouge since 2 years prior when they smoked cigars on the field after the game in 99. And LSU, it was never really in doubt. LSU was pretty much in control of the whole game, but it was a great night, man. Michael Clayton just split some dude in half on a kickoff. That's when their kicker, Duval, got in a fight with the LSU band. He came out at halftime trying to kick, and I think they call it breaking ranks. Like he was going between, you're not supposed to walk between the band members. And so like they were fighting with the band members. Crazy night. And then everybody stormed the field. And I still and smoked cigars. Like everybody brought cigars and stormed the field and lit up a big cloud of smoke over time. It was an amazing night. And so I got a chunk of dirt from the eye of the tiger. And that is my, I would say half smoked cigar, but let's just say not even barely smoked cigar because I didn't know at all what I was doing. And that was the koozie that I used I used the same bottle koozie for every game. And so I put it in there from that season. So it was my bottle koozie, my cigar, and my chunk of the eye of the tiger. You can kind of see some of the purple actually in there still. But that's from 2001. My favorite Tiger Stadium memory. Couple more here. Let's see. My first game I went to was Tulane. And the Tulane 07 was in the Superdome. If that's the one you're talking about. Kelly Gross, good morning. Tony, good morning. Kyle. Well, Kyle already answered that one, man. Stop posting it. Bocock Brothers. No, that's an aged cigar. Yeah, that doesn't look nearly as... Hang on. That doesn't look nearly as enticing as that. Oh, man. Anyway, that's one of my birthday presents from Erica. She got me a new humidor. It's really cool to see. It's like got LED lights in it and all. It's very cool. Let's see. Daniel, good morning. OTB got booted off there. Sort of. What happened? Jason, good morning. That's okay. That's okay, Kyle. I was like, why do you keep posting? Kyle, I was like, why do you keep posting it? You posted 3 times. I answered it. All right, last one. Only game I went to was Thanksgiving weekend when they carried Les Miles off the field. That was not his last game. So they thought that was going to be his last game. His last game was at Auburn, and they lost. When they thought they won, they lost. They did the touchdown pass. I think it was to Shark, and then they ruled that there was no time left on the clock. And then he got fired. That was the last game of 2015 against Texas A&M when it sounded like he was going to be fired and they were going to hire Jimbo. And then in the post-game press conference, Joe Oliva came out and announced that Les was staying. Hey, Mary, good morning. Not getting notifications for your show. I have unsub, resub, turn off notification on you. Don't love that. Yeah, that's my recommendation would be to unsubscribe, then resubscribe, like turn off notifications, turn them back on, like what you did. The good news, Mary, is I got one more week. So next week is Drew's last week out of school, and then he starts St. Lillian, and then we're back on our everyday weekday schedule at 6:15. Or I'm sorry, at 6:45. So, okay, well, let's wrap this thing up. Y'all have a great day. Thanks so much for being here. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, podcast, subscribe on your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review. All of our great sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube and on podcast. Locked on LSU is live, AFR3. We'll see you. Peace.